It looks like they were the right buttons. We're on the right channel. I see my voicey voice going.
Mhm.
I see your guys' voicey voice going.
Oh no.
Are we alive?
We're
I
fucking
might
live.
say something controversial.
We're alive. Wow. Hello, everyone. It's
Hello.
Friday, and we are here on Defenders of Kobold on the day after Thanksgiving Day.
Turkey
And
Day.
it's time for some Anvea.
It's funny that it's the day after Turkey Day because yesterday Joe was giving me a history lesson about the differences between American Thanksgiving and Canadian Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah.
It's very educational.
My Canadian girlfriend does not like the joke that I made because they celebrate Thanksgiving before we do. And I just say, oh, you guys killed your Indians first. That's why. She doesn't like that. So...
Good night, everybody.
All right. Well, I'll see you all never.
I'm saying you beat us to it. Come on.
Yeah. We didn't realize it was a competition until they made the holidays. But,
I wasn't expecting you to say it on stream, Joe, but you did.
That's
nice. It's nice seeing you all. Thanks for watching Defenders.
That's okay. I don't endorse it. It's just what happened.
Yeah.
It's history.
History.
But with that, in a different universe in the game world, we're playing Anvea tonight, and we've got a full cast and crew. So we'll do a little bit of a recap on what's happened. I was trying to figure out who was here. So we had a short crew last time. It was Chuck,
John, and Jake.
and John.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'll do the recap from 2 sessions back, which was back here. So you guys have left the brewery. Cypress turned back into a tree. Minton, the cat, is in your party, traveling along with you in your little petting zoo, your mobile petting zoo. You guys were attacked by foxes in the night, killed Hennifer Gardner, wounded one of your goats.
I was hoping we wouldn't talk about it again.
Okay.
Then you made it into Brindlerook.
Good save, John.
This giant city. Which I can actually move you guys over to for my nice little MS Paint map.
It's like
something.
I can hear breathing the air.
Yeah. Very vibrant. You can see the greens and the white and the blue.
I can see Hennifer's chicken scratches on the map.
That's where the Titans get in, right there.
Oh yeah.
That's how they laid out the pattern of the city. It was foretelling by chicken scratches.
Yes,
part of the lore now.
It is.
Yeah, that's my efficient city layout. Of I didn't want to draw a bunch of little houses.
Yeah. Well, we got all the walls of Attack on Titan, all 3 of them.
Yep, there's the 3 walls, concentric circles going in. So you guys made it into Brindlerook. Upon entering the city, you were attacked by some thieves that tried to steal your little Echo-warded medallion, which was part of the reason that you came here, trying to return that because you had it from Ballastar's corpse. Tracked them down. You murdered the thief in the street. You looted his body.
It's the new puppers.
He's pretty.
It is the new pupper.
And more important, I got her a t-shirt today. That's right. Whitney Houston World Tour, 86 to 87.
Makes sense.
Where did that come from?
The Petco, I can never remember which one's which. I was just walking by and I'm like, there's a Whitney Houston dog shirt. And I look, it's her size. I'm fucking buying it.
I feel like it was meant to be.
Yeah. I almost bought a Waffle House hoodie in Walmart the other day just because it was a Waffle House hoodie.
Why
I
not?
was like, I just want it.
I mean,
No,
who
just
sells
look at
those?
it.
Yeah.
Does Waffle House even get a cut of this?
Yeah, I was like, do they even know?
I mean, I don't think Waffle House
Is it
even
Waffle
sells
House?
those.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry, Joe.
There's some weird merch like that. But yes, continuing the recap. You guys made it into Brindlerook, returned your medallion. You got thrown through a table there, Chuck, as you felt the need to arm wrestle one of the Echo Wardens, and that went well.
Right.
You only almost died a little bit. You went and you stayed the night at the Chris Cove Inn, a kind of tacky, touristy, witch-themed inn. You traumatized a small elf girl with your petting zoo and her family as they were turned away from the actual zoo, Hefty Habitats, that was closed for some reason.
We did not do anything. That was Minton.
Minton
Minton's
was
a
a little mean. Yeah.
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 You know, she's a cat. What do you expect?
Yeah. Then from there, you guys went over to the Grand Bazaar. You bought some poison. John was looking for some spider bite venom.
Venom.
Venom to use in potentially upgrading his arcane tattoos or his occult tattoos, I guess.
Yep.
And while you were there shopping, Minton perked up and said that he smelled the same blight smell that he did back at the brewery. He recognized it. Pointed it out. You guys noticed there was a woman that matched the description that that Minton had given you. And you tracked her down, followed her through the streets, saw that she went over to the teleporter gates, and that's kind of where we ended, was right outside of them. And the other detail, you had gone back to the Echo Wardens and told them that, hey, we found this lady that we think killed your friend Ballastar. Do you want to go help us capture her or kill her or whatever they want to do? They agreed, and we are picking up there. So there is this section that's been blocked off. There's all these guards and things that you have to go through as checkpoints to get here. There are 3 massive teleporter gates that are being built, kind of all next to each other. They're laying down on the ground. They're covered in these sigils and things that are being partially built. And there's all these giant white stones that are being cut to size to fit.
I'll be right back.
Big circles. And you see they're being etched. There's all sorts of construction workers in the area. There's some people up on scaffolding, shouting and directing things around. One of them has a wand. He's kind of levitating some stuff to be positioned correctly. You see there's lots of boards posted that have all of these technical drawings and things and sigils. I see a lot of writing in Enetics and Runic. And a lot of people just kind of toiling away, not really looking up, just very focused on the task at hand, etching these arcane sigils into these white stones, placing them correctly and moving it down the line. And this is all interrupted as Agamir, the Echo Warden you brought with you, walks to the front and he shouts into the room or into the area.
Everybody get down. It's a raid.
Oh no!
I clicked the wrong bookmark. There you
How dare
go. Agamir comes up, he yells, "You will see justice for your crimes, submit or perish." And he's looking around, he doesn't really see anything. You guys do see this woman that you had been tracking. She's wearing her cloak, kind of messes with your eyes. It's hard for you to focus on her as you see her. She's in the back. As Agamir is shouting this, she seems kind of confused, notices that you guys are watching her. She begins to try and duck away towards the back and wrap around and go through all the scaffolding and stuff. Agamir continues to yell, "Show yourself!" He's got his hammer out. You see the other Echo Wardens are behind him, all kind of like in this V formation. There's Galacticus the Halfling, and Winterleaf the Leshy, and Gorgoron the giant half-orc, or not half-orc, half-giant.
The giant.
What do you guys think that you are in relation to where they're at? So
Well,
there's kind of like this circular construction site. It's got this pretty wide opening,
yeah.
and they're just kind of in the middle of that.
Well, they kind of led the way so we could get in behind them.
Mhm.
And I think we said they would, like, each group was going to kind of split up to try and look for her. But if we see her kind of ducking around the scaffolding,
Mhm.
like, I would probably yell out, like, she's by the scaffolding, and start going that way.
Yeah.
Hopefully
Okay.
getting them to
figured-
converge.
Yeah, kind of went off to a side because I've actually got eyes on her, kind of thing. So
Are the teleporters like active devices?
So looking in, you see there are these 3 massive circles that are probably good 20 feet across, and they are partially constructed. And you see there are mages that are just kind of casting into them over and over again. They seem to be lighting up these different runes in these strange sequences and patterns. And you've been warned, and there's all these kind of signs and things that show people getting like ripped apart and stuff as warnings all around this area, like
Fun
construction
things.
zone, do not enter. And all of the warnings say these are partially constructed teleporters. So once they're completed, you can stand on them, you can use them. You know, if you know how to activate it, you can pick a place and you go there. Right now, it just kind of picks places randomly, and they're not well defined. It can't really take commands. It's still getting charged up, but it will still try to teleport things, not in complete pieces through them, should you stumble into them.
It's like
I
the
think
fly
rather
with the
than
baboon.
yeah. I think rather than going with everybody into the scaffolding, I want to go towards in between the scaffolding and the portal.
Yeah. And there are kind of scaffolding. It's like a big circular kind of area. There's a good like 20 to 30 feet buffer from where these circles are in the center. And there's all sorts of scaffolding and stuff built up around that.
But maybe the question then is, maybe I'll go, is there a space where I could stand in the middle of the portals and not be in the portals?
There is. And you do see there is a person, not a mage. They're dressed like one of the construction workers. And they seem to be like chipping away at a spot in the center. They've got like a little messenger bag on their side. And they're just kind of chipping at the stone. The other people working there all have their head kind of down. You see there are a few different kind of groups of people here too. There's some that are like these mages that are directing things. There's others that kind of look like craftsmen. He looks more like one of these craftsmen, this guy in the center.
Maybe I'll go there. That way I can potentially interject myself anywhere around the circle.
So,
It's my one-time daily skill. And by one-time daily, I mean one-time a session skill.
Are you using your warp?
Not yet. I'm saving it. But if I'm in the middle, I can use it anywhere around the circle.
Okay.
Locked and loaded.
That's right. I'm going to be ready to just... Pew.
And you were saying, John?
There is also a warning that we should not touch the rocks at all, just in general.
Mm-hmm.
That's not going to stop me.
Yeah, you had seen there were several carts of these like polished white stones that were stacked on top of each other. People were keeping kind of this wide berth of these carts as they were going in, and they're parked along the sides of this. And you see there are people that are very carefully handling these, occasionally bringing them down and stacking them. And there's kind of this like section of this area at the back that people are taking those stones and etching into them and working silver into all that. You were told those are pretty volatile. Speaking of which, as you guys are kind of deciding where you're going to go and you're starting to spread out, you call out like, "Oh, she's over there." You hear this voice yell out, and it's louder than it sounds like it should be. And you see there's a guy up on top of one of the scaffoldings, one of the wizardly fellows that you saw walking along one of the carts. He's got his finger up to his throat. And he's saying very loudly, "This is not a place to play cowboy, you cretins. If you touch even a single brick, I will reduce you to a dusty puddle. You know better, Agamir. What are you doing here?" And he's just shouting down at all of you. Agamir yells back up, "There's a fugitive! I suspect their intentions to be nefarious. Show yourself!" And you had seen this cloaked figure dips off to like kind of the left backside, kind of lose sight of her and all the business. And as you're kind of scanning, especially I think, John, you were like looking at those carts that are more on the right side. Dan, you're looking more at the center. And you see this little glint of light as one of these stones is just hurtling from the right side towards the Echo Wardens. Arcing, heading right at Gagoron. You said you were trying to do something there, John?
I was gonna try to like use my network error. I'm gonna try to use
Network error.
Buffer.
buffering.
Cause that
buffer.
stone to buffer.
It's like a time stop, but worse.
Yeah.
I was gonna try to use my force cantrip to like intercept that.
Sure. I'll let you know this will be risky.
That's fair. All right, so
Don't kill us all right now. Save it for later.
Well,
And the character sheet, you can click on it now, and it will launch the skill checks with the things pre-filled. So if you're doing a cantrip, you can hold Shift and click on Force, and it will populate that little macro. You have to make sure your token's still copied or selected.
Okay.
It'll speed that up a little bit.
What's the context for this thing?
This would be Arcane.
Okay. All right. And then it's difficult. Is there anything else I need to change on this roll?
No, you just have to get 2 successes. It's
Okay.
risky.
This is the wrong direction, John.
Oh, hold on a second. I got a thing that might be able to help, but don't count on it. Okay, it might help,
Okay. All right.
but you're gonna have to push it.
Okay.
Okay, I can turn one of your 6s into a 6.
I mean, one of my ones.
Or one of the ones.
Sorry, what are your 1s into a 6? I was just really excited about 6s.
Okay. Yeah.
I think this is your first 6 that you've got on the cheat fate.
I think it is. It's timely.
That's good.
So now you'll succeed at your risky thing
Yeah.
and won't have
All
to
right.
take as much damage.
Yep.
Yeah, so you'll take 1 of this. You're a cult, right?
Yep.
As you're casting. Okay,
Yeah.
so you'll take 1 physical damage there.
Ah!
And how do you picture this force cantrip popping up? Like, what does it look like as you're putting this barrier or trying to stop the stone from flying?
Is there like scaffolding behind it?
There is.
Like, okay. So because I've always described it as kind of like it's a webbing, it's telekinetically like webbing it, like not coming in contact with, but between like the scaffolding. So it's like held in suspension.
You Spider-Man that shit.
I Spider-Man that shit.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. You're trying to like grab part of the
It's just-
scaffolding and catch it with it, or you're trying to web it to part of the scaffolding.
Web it to part of the scaffolding, but trying to like kind of like catch it, but then I'm hoping that the webbing will catch the frame of it so that the stone itself isn't coming in contact with the scaffolding.
Trying to
It's
suspend
like
the stone.
Joe, do you remember for the promotional materials and like the trailer for the first Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movie when it first came out?
Yeah, because I was alive.
There
young enough to
was
remember that.
there was a scene in it where there was like a helicopter going to crash, and so Spider-Man webbed up between the twin towers to catch the Spider-Man and just leave it like safely suspended in the air.
Okay.
Sadly, there
This was
was
before Chuck had his 2 McDoubles. Got it.
sadly there was a small incident that
Where Tobey Maguire did not stop planes because the Twin Towers only got 1, and it was that helicopter.
So we can
Yeah.
blame Tobey Maguire.
Failing us.
He didn't even push his roll.
he did.
Um,
You almost killed John there, Joe. That's great.
and I helped.
So I'm going to say with 2 6s, it is not enough. It is enough to stop it. It is not enough to divert it in a way that it's not touching
Fair.
the scaffold.
Oh, boo.
And
Boo. I used one of my 1/6s for this game for that.
it's still good because you see, as you catch it with this web, there's this weird kind of sizzling, and the web's like kind of triangled and sent off in these weird geometric shapes as it makes contact, but it's still able to divert enough. And as soon as it hits the scaffolding, the entire bit, and within about a 10-foot radius of where it strikes, is just sucked in, and you see it crumple, and you hear this horrible snapping sound of the wood and such breaking, splintering. The metal is compacted. It makes it to this small little point, and then it grows for a split second and then pops and it goes away. And the scaffolding sits there for a little bit, loses its integrity, and one part of it kind of collapses. There's a few people that were up there, but they're able to jump off and get over to the next side, so no one's hurt. But
Is that what it's like
you
to
hear
be
that voice yell out
teleported?
again. And the voice calls out again, like, "This is what I'm talking about. It is too dangerous to be here."
That was kind of
Don't worry.
cool.
That was rad.
Yeah.
Let's do that again.
I'm going to say we go into a narrative encounter at this point.
You can't tell me what
So
to do.
you had seen Quinlan, or this cloaked figure person, dodge to the side.
Right.
You don't see her anymore behind the
try.
scaffolding.
Come on.
So
Come on.
locating
Lower
her will
camera.
require some
Lower
successes.
camera.
And wherever this
Find the
brick
cat.
was thrown from, was somewhere on the right side. And the other thing you notice too is there are 3 people that look back from the construction workers. Most of the construction workers are kind of staying with it, but the one that's in the center in between the portals with the messenger bag looks back, and he seems to be extremely troubled. He's kind of sweating on his face. He's looking intently at the echo wardens that have shown up and the guards and the guy up on top of the scaffolding. And Cat is having a seizure over there.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Shove your wallet in its mouth.
Get it on its side.
You got any spoons?
What were you saying there, Chuck? Are you going to ask something?
So this dude is sweating and looking. Does he look like shady, like he had something to do with that?
Give me... I would say, yeah, you get the sense that he looks upset about that. And he's very intently like looking at the echo wardens, looking up at the wizard guy on top of the scaffolding that's on the other side with his fingers on his throat, talking louder.
I'm going to shoot him
You
in
get a
the
weird
face.
feeling from him. Okay.
Nervous people get shot.
That's what I thought exactly was going to happen.
I better not see anybody looking nervous around here. You'll get shot.
At the face.
Ah.
You have nothing to be worried about except for being worried.
I need to make sure that this really happens. So I'm going to go ahead and push.
Okay.
That's
There's
more
a
like it.
great IT crowd episode around that.
Mm-hmm.
So this is no longer a narrative encounter. This is a combat encounter.
Excellent.
Chuck lets an arrow fly. So we're going to roll initiative as Chuck. You let this arrow fly.
Anybody is stressed will be fired.
It strikes into this guy's collar, goes through his neck. He starts choking, sputtering out a little bit. He spins and he tries to like put his hand out, and he points kind of in the back right corner.
No.
And as he crumples,
No.
his messenger bag clinks with this
No.
loud metal
No.
clink as it hits the ground.
Who are you yelling at, Dan?
My cat scratched up my jacket. She's
You hear
trying to
this
eat the
loud
strings
metal-
on my jacket.
Just have to throw her at the wall.
I don't want to do
There's
that
this loud
to this
metal
one.
clink
That's fair.
as the messenger bag hits the stone. And you see this small spherical metal thing kind of roll out, and it rolls kind of in an uneven way. And as it starts spinning, you see there's a fuse on the top of it that's unlit.
Oh.
Ooh, that could have been dangerous.
As we go into combat, so everyone do your initiative rolls.
He was gonna
You can
set us
always
up the bomb.
Hold shift and click on initiative. If you're holding shift, that'll do 4, so you go in the middle.
Why would I
if you're
do
trying to
that
go
when I can
early.
fail instead?
Yeah.
Oh, I passed.
Behold.
Lo and behold, I did exactly what I said I would.
All right.
He crumpled. He died, right?
He does not seem to be moving.
Okay.
Looks like everyone rolled.
I passed.
Counter.
And just so you know, I just have my old character right now. I don't
What'd
know.
you do? Your old character.
Same
Old
character.
Am I still using the same character for this?
Yeah, we didn't kill him yet.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought he didn't
Yeah,
make it
they're
at some
here.
point.
No,
Okay.
Gareth is still there.
No, he's been here.
Okay.
Yeah,
He got
he's been on
real
cart
close
duty
with all
watching
the
all the animals.
If you want him to be dead, he could be, but
Nah.
he's not.
I think we even healed him up for you.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. It should be good. All right. So everyone's going at the beginning of the round here,
Except for me.
So with that, you guys see this small, you would know it's called a powder bomb, this little spherical
The
metal
runestone
bomb that's
powder
rolling
bomb.
around. And because it's got this like fuse on one side, it doesn't look like it's going to roll into any of the circles, luckily. But you see just kind of rolling side to side there. But you haven't seen anything else yet. You guys are going before the rest. So who's doing what? You're all kind of acting at the same time.
I would like to do something, and it's not necessarily like a combat fighty something because I don't see another person to shoot. But the bomb's not lit, and I would like to keep
Right.
it that way. So I am going to run over and defuse the bomb by just like putting my foot on the body and just ripping the fuse out. Did Jake disappear again?
Yeah, looks like it.
Oh, now I gotta move.
The
things
important thing
around.
is that like you need to like counter strike this. Bomb is diffused.
Exactly.
And then we win.
Or that's the end of the round, at least.
It's the end of the round at least. You're right.
Right.
It's gonna show up on the screen. Everybody's gonna know the counter-terrorists win.
It takes 2 actions if you don't have a kit.
I want Joe to make a tabletop Counter-Strike game.
I'm here for it.
I wish that was the first time I thought of that.
How can I work jiggle picking into this?
The most degenerate skill list ever.
Double deagles.
Yeah.
Jake, you're back.
Oh, we got
Yes.
Jake back. Jake stepped into a teleporter.
Oh, no.
All right.
Oh God, it's
Chuck.
too soon.
Yeah.
I will say, stomping out the little fuse there, making sure the fuse and the bomb's not lit, that's not difficult. Making sure that you don't trip or fall
Yeah.
or have anything like that happen is the more difficult bit. So make
Okay.
an athletics test
Okay.
if you're attempting to quickly make it to the center there.
Yeah. Make it to the center, grab that fuse, and just yoink it the fuck out.
Mhm.
Makes sense.
Oh, and I don't have much in this. I got a success. Is that good enough?
One success is good enough, just your athletics there. So you're running, you're able to like make sure you're not stepping on anything. The ground's evenly paved, but there are bits of these rocks and things that have been set up that like haven't been put in the correct place yet. And those seem to be charged. You kind of see that like purplish, bluish energy on their sigils. So there's a lot of those just little kind of white paver stones that are charged all over the place.
Nice.
You avoid all of them. You make it. You get to the center. And I'll say it's with your swift actions left over too. It's not enough to, or that's not too much that you're able to grab this bomb and rip out the deal.
Nice.
You're confident that it can't be detonated anymore. A little bit of powder spills out.
Sure.
But you've got a defused powder bomb now.
Okay. I just leave it there. I don't need to pick it up.
Okay.
Nice.
And now that you're closer to this guy too, you do hear that they are still like kind of gasping and gurgling a little bit. Seem to be alive. And they're kind of like trying to crawl. But it's hard to tell from that far away. But now you're right on
the
top
other
of them, you
bombs
see that
going.
he's-
Do I have any like action or movement left?
You got one swift action left.
Is it enough for me to just like push him over onto one of these glowing stones?
Fuck.
Um,
Or is that
I
a
appreciate
full
your
action?
cruelty.
that would take probably a full
Okay,
action. to
that's
push him.
fair.
Yeah.
Then I'm just gonna step forward a little bit and see if I can, because he pointed, so I want to take a look in that direction, see what I see.
Sure. Yeah. So there is a swift action called Focus, which lets you kind of like
Okay.
look around at things and do like a kind of an informational check.
Sure.
Focus is also used if you're maintaining a spell.
Okay.
But Focus, in your case, you're kind of trying to look at stuff. And you
Sure.
see there are two other of these kind of construction worker dressed people, but they don't have their hoods up anymore. They don't have their hats on. You see there is a dead construction worker that has been knifed and they're sprawled out at the back of one of these carts. One of these people is up in the cart and they're handing pavers down to one behind it. And it looks like that's probably where this stone was thrown from. You
Okay.
see those two.
I'll just yell out real quick. They're over there. Trying to
Yeah.
give good alert for
Yeah,
party members and Echo Wardens.
sure. Call
I'd like
that
to
out.
move within throwing distance of one of those fellers, maybe the one
Okay.
passing out the stones, and then I'm going to throw my throwing axe at him.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to move over. They are one zone away from you.
Alrighty. I forget, is throwing agility or brawn?
It is a ranged. So, thrown weapons, you can use them in your zone to hit people as a brawn melee test. But when you're throwing them, it is a ranged test. So that's agility ranged.
Okay.
So if you just click on ranged there, it'll fill it.
Accidentally closed it.
Thrown weapons are kind of like an intermediary. You can't do like the melee charge with the thrown weapon, and you can't throw them quite as far as a ranged weapon can attack.
What would be the context of this encounter?
This would be arcane or society.
Okay. I will push the roll.
I was
regret pushing that
muted.
roll.
It's muted, and I threw out arcane or common or whatever the fuck.
Urban and common.
Urban or common.
Mhm.
Damn.
Missed opportunity right there.
Missed
All right.
opportunity.
It was right
Jake.
there for the taking.
You throw this. It's like a hand axe.
Yeah.
Okay. You throw. It goes spiraling past them. Nothing particularly bad happens, but as this hand axe soars past them, they're both aware that they've been seen and they're being attacked. As they kind of look back and see where this was thrown from, and they kind of clue in on you. You see one of them as they're turning around, they're holding a dagger that's got fresh blood on it from murdering that other construction worker there.
What a jerk.
Like you do.
Yep. Who else wants to go? So we've had Chuck and Jake.
It's not me. That's who.
Can I get
Gareth,
punching
why don't you
distance
go?
of anybody?
If you used a move, you would be within distance of those people at the cart. Yeah. It's not a giant area that you're in here.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would like to move and attempt to punch one of them.
Okay. So you're pretty comfortably able to reach the guy on the ground by the cart. It'd be a little bit more to climb up into the cart. But the guy behind it certainly could. So you can just use your move swift action. You got one success there. So that is a successful melee test. And then on your advancements, I've done a little bit of changes to the martial prowess, like kind of monk abilities that you have. Mm-hmm. So because you have the major as well, with your other swift action, you could say you could do kick, where you add a d6 to the damage of this.
Ooh, I want to do that.
Alrighty. So that'll be 2d6 for your impact. Do you have the macros at the bottom still?
I think I do, yeah.
The other impact macro. So if you just do 2d6 there.
2d6.
Nice.
11 damage.
Perfect
Solid.
damage.
Good.
Yeah. So you go out, you jab him with your knife, you give him a good kick too. Kind of sprawls backwards a little bit. You didn't take out all of his health, but he definitely looks pretty beat up from that. He seems kind of surprised at how much he just took there. He reels back. He yells something out in a language that you don't really understand at first. It would take you a little bit to focus on what it is, but
hamburger, cheeseburger.
Hey,
all right, those
Macarena.
are your two swift and your main, which means John.
Yeah. I had my rifle out, but I'm going to envenom my rifle again, or try to.
Okay.
With my ferrule. Any context that would apply to this?
For what are you trying to do?
Basically adding a poison effect to my rifle.
It would be technology or society.
Okay. Woo. I'm not going to push.
That's a good roll.
I'll take that.
That's a good roll.
All right.
Good roll. Okay. So yeah, added a poison effect to it. Can I still get a shot off then, or do I need to wait till next round? It's fine.
It'll be next round to do that.
Okay,
so
that's fine.
You've charged it though pretty well.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's it for me.
Okay. With that, moves into the whole enemy turn because nobody's going in the middle. So with this, there are quite a few people all acting at once. So Chuck, next to you, the guy on the ground is just kind of trying to crawl away. Yeah. He's trying to crawl in between these teleporters. He kind of has to go, like, unfortunately for him, the way that these are laid out with 3 circles, he's like on the opposite end of a circle. So he would have to crawl all the way around it to meet up with these other 2 people. So it'll take him quite a ways to do that. But that's just all he's doing. He gets like a little bit of ground doing that. Still pretty much right next to you, though. You see the saboteur people in the cart. One of them grabs another paver and they go to throw it at the Echo Wardens. And as it goes through the air, it kind of hits some invisible force and just crumples. And you see the same strange, like, weird effect. And you hear the pop again. As you see one of the wizard people up on the scaffold, the one that had his neck or his fingers on his neck, he's got a wand out now. And he's put up this barrier to catch that.
Nice.
You see another wizard guy who is he's doing some sort of chanting thing, hasn't finished whatever spell he's going to do. You see the Echo Wardens split out too. You see Agamir and Galacticus, they go to the left, and they seem to be trying to run through the scaffolding and go towards where this lady was. And Gorgoron and Winterleaf run to the right. And they join up around you, Alex, as they are Gorgoron and Winterleaf are engaging in combat with the other 2 guys.
Yeah.
So Gorgoron goes straight for the guy that threw the first paver at him. He has a big hammer. He's holding it kind of like choked up close to it, and as he's running, he puts it behind him, just kind of looses it so it's at full length, and does this charge, smashes it straight down, doing 2 successes. He's angry too. He's going to push that. Just 2 successes. He's trying to knock this guy to the ground too, so he's not doing as much damage. With that, he goes through the last of this guy's health. Doesn't loop around to kill him outright, but he's knocked him prone. You hear a bone break in this guy's shoulder as he crumples. His hand loses the dagger that he was holding and just goes skittering off to the side. You see Winterleaf run up behind Gorgoron. He puts his hand out, and his leaves kind of extend to these sharp points, and they skewer into the guy in the cart. You see there's 5 other construction workers that don't seem to be really affiliated with these guys, and they all kind of run and go to hide.
Good.
You don't see the woman with the cloak. And then you see 2 guards run into the area. They've seemed to have been hearing the commotion, and they are just now getting into the center here. So with that, Dan, it's your turn.
Okay. And there's people moving to the center also?
So right now, Chuck is in the center, and there was the guy that Chuck shot that is like trying to crawl out of the center. But those are the only people in the center at the moment.
But there's like the guy who was chiseling the stuff. Is that not the same guy, or is that the same guy?
That's the guy that Chuck shot, and
okay,
the one that dropped the bomb.
Okay, so he was out there being nefarious after all.
Yep. Yeah, there seemed to be 3 people that were kind of affiliated with him.
I guess I'll still. My plan was to go to the center, so I'll still make my way that way. But if he's on my way there, I'll stab him.
Okay. Yeah, I'll say so to make it there without stepping on anything, it's an athletics test to like cross through these teleporters. So you won't have an action left to like do an attack once you get there.
Wait. Athletics.
Mm-hmm. So let's say, yeah, you've got to make an athletics test if you want to run in there.
Yeah.
1 success is all you need, though.
That's all I need. I'm keeping it.
You make it. You've got your sword ready. See, this guy's kind of crawling away from you, but he's within reach. You're at like a safe spot. You're right next to Rudigar there. And then it loops around. Or do your initiative again.
I'm helping.
All right.
I'm going to take a 4.
Okay.
Initiative again?
Yeah.
Yep.
I gotta.
Of course I failed. Oh boy.
My character sheet did the 20 thing. I gotta reopen here.
Oh, you're fine. Okay. Sorted again. All right. So it looks like Alex, you're up first. You're here. You've got these 2 giant Echo Wardens right next to you, brawling it out with these other 2 fake construction worker people. One of them is on the ground. He's been crushed down by this hammer. He's disarmed, and he's just kind of laying there in a little bit of puddle, but he's still alive. And it looks like he's still like looking where his dagger went. He looks like he's going to try to go for that. And you see the guy in the cart has been skewered by these like extended sharp fingers of Winterleaf, this Leshy Echo Warden. Mm-hmm. And he's like trying to hack at these branches that are in his shoulder.
Well, I'm gonna attempt to go just stop the guy on the floor there. Go ahead and give him a punch.
Sure.
Snap. Thanks, Adam.
Do a melee test there.
Bam.
And on the character sheet now, you can just be on the skills tab and you can just click melee and it'll pop up with that, with the right things populated.
And I'm right to change my attribute to wisdom, right? Because I can do that.
Oh yeah, for you, you don't want to click the thing because it's not going to do wisdom. But yes, you can do wisdom as your attack instead of strength.
Okay.
So you should, do that.
You have to use the old macro.
One success there. So he can still click on it, but he can just do the drop down.
I just added it.
Change it to wisdom.
Yeah.
Yep. Because all those do is it just launches the macro with the default selections, and then you still hit roll. That one success too is enough that you're able to use your other two swift actions that you've got, the jab and the kick, so you can add a D4 and a D6 to this damage. If you're using all your swift actions. That would be 2d6 plus a d4.
And a d4.
Yep. There's not a way to do the mixed dice in the macro, so it's easier to just roll it. All right.
Oh, yeah.
6, though, is enough that you kill like his kind of second wrapped around health. So he's going there for it. What does it look like as you do these 3 strikes on him, ending them?
I feel like they're just quick strikes.
Mm-hmm.
Just like Ip Man style. His face.
All right. Yeah, I picture it as like you stick out one foot and you hear his like wrist break under it. And you stab him once, and then you do one final punch to the head. It's just lights out. He's gone. All right. From there, I think you're the only one that succeeded on your initiative. So everyone else, or Dan and Chuck, you guys are going to be in the middle. So what you guys see is enemy swift actions of people preparing and stuff. You see, it looks like there's the 2 wizards. One of them is still in the middle of his spell thing. You see there's kind of this like energy that's filling around all of the outside of this construction site. It looks like he's about to finish casting whatever spell he's doing. You see the other wizard, the one that was yelling at Agamir. He's hunting, looking around. You see this like symbols kind of in front of his face. It looks like he's trying to hunt for anyone else that's doing anything, because it looks like the 2 people that he can see are taken care of. You see, what else? Agamir and Galactica seem to be fighting with something underneath the scaffolding. There's kind of a lot of debris and things in the way, but you can hear the clashing of their swords and things and their hammer. You see dust and stuff kind of flying around. And also from there, the construction workers that were back there hiding are running away. And the other 2 guards start charging over to the left side. So, Chuck and Dan, what do you guys do?
I mean, do I see any people who are apparently threats that are not being engaged by anyone yet?
You would see, with all this commotion that's going on underneath the scaffolding.
Because I feel like it's hard to identify, because like the people casting magic, I don't know, maybe they're good, maybe they're bad.
Right. You get the sense like those 2 people are kind of really close to each other up on top of the scaffolding. It looks like the one that was talking at you, he hasn't done anything to set you off as being bad. He seemed to know Agamir. Agamir seems to know him. So that seems good. And he doesn't seem to be clued in on anything weird that this other wizard's doing. So you get the sense that the 2 wizards are safe. You do see there is kind of like this weird scuffle going on underneath the scaffolding on the other side. It's hard to make it out. If you did like a move out from the middle here, you'd be able to see what's going on. And moving further past this doesn't require the athletics test. Most of the pavers and things that were in your way were on just this side. So getting out of the center on the far side Does not require a test.
I suppose it's worth going over there and seeing what I see.
Okay. As you move over, just with your first swift action, you make it up. You see that Agamir and Galacticus are fighting what looks like two other people that are kind of dressed in similar construction worker garb, but they look a lot different. Like they look a lot more not as clean cut as the other construction worker people that you kind of see working on this. Like most of these construction people that are in here are like maybe they're low level wizards and things. They're people that are kind of clued in on how all this magic construction stuff works, and they seem to be a lot more skilled in the arcane. These guys do not give you that vibe. They're a lot more muscly. They've got weird tattoos all over their faces and certain things. They've got beads woven into their beards and such. A lot of them have scars in weird places. Like they look totally different with their faces exposed, and you see that they are brawling. Curiously, you see the cloaked woman too, and she is also fighting with these fake construction worker people. And you see that she's kind of lunged in a position as if she's holding something, but you don't see a weapon in her hand. And there's kind of this weird shimmer between her two hands.
I guess for now, I just kind of will watch that scenario unfold. I'll probably relay some information to the rest of the party.
Okay.
With whatever actions I have left, or whatever echo wardens are around,
action, and you've got a swift action left.
So you use those to communicate to people that we've got people fighting. Concentrate over here. But I want to specifically watch the
cloaked lady,
the cloaked, hard to look at person.
Okay.
It's real
hard to focus on. You're kind of familiar with it, and it's moving around and stuff, but it doesn't look like she's really fighting with the Echo Wardens right now. She's fighting with these other construction people.
Right.
These are the shady construction people, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's fighting the same people the Echo Wardens are fighting.
That we're fighting,
yeah. And they're kind of on either side. So there's these construction people. The Echo Wardens on one side. There's two of these construction people, and then she is on the other side of them. And they're kind of like pincering on these construction people.
I want to observe that behavior because we followed her here under the presumption she was doing not great things, correct?
Right. Yeah, she reeks of blight. Minton said she smells just like the bird that killed him that was also all blighted and messed up. So he thinks she's no good.
But maybe she's all right.
With that, Chuck, what are you doing?
Maybe.
With that information, I want to eventually have the opportunity to talk to this lady because that seems odd. So I'm actually going to help her fight. I'm going to try and move into position so I can take a shot at the person that she's fighting.
Okay. This guy too is still crawling by both of you.
Okay.
I'll say, Dan, you were able to relay all that information too.
If I got in the room, I'll just stab him still then. Sorry, I kind of forgot about him.
You've got your main action to get that guy.
Okay, sorry. My apologies. I kind of forgot about him.
Actually, just
if you want to roll that.
There we go. Now,
oh my God.
just
oh shit, you're still here.
Are you still alive?
Oh yeah.
Just hear that faint gurgle. It's like, oh.
Maybe not with that dice roll.
You should get another d6 on top of that too, because you're 3d6.
Oh, okay. All right.
Or you're 3 successes. Yeah.
Hey, there we go.
Oh, you're right. I did get 3.
Nice.
Oh, that one helped.
It did. That was enough to finish him off too. So with
Look at those guys fighting over there.
Yeah, pretty much. He thinks he's good, and you just spear him through his back and dies, and you see his blood pool kind of trickle out. Curiously, as it kind of starts trickling into one of the circles, it's just got this like perimeter where as it hits it, it just stops spreading.
Just some random part of the world, it's raining blood.
Yeah, something like that.
As it slowly teleported across the lands.
Check.
Yeah.
You fire, and you're attacking one of these construction dudes.
The construction
shady
dude
ones.
that's fighting with the lady. So I'm helping her. Does your macro apply the damage automatically on a push?
What do you mean?
So I did a push.
Water.
I had 1 hex. I'm trying to remember.
No, it doesn't auto.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't auto
Okay, cool.
apply the damage. So you have to.
I have to manually do it. Okay, just wanted to make sure because if it did it automatically, I didn't want to do it again. Okay, but yeah, 18 damage on that dude.
I'm afraid to write anything in the macro that writes information to the character sheet. So I haven't messed with that. It's just all the stuff that modifies the character sheet is internal.
Okay.
But okay, 18 is a great amount. And you hit these two guys. These guys seem to be a little bit more stockily built than the others. Yeah. They've actually got like bigger weapons that they've picked up on them. They're both building like malls that seem to have been blending in better with kind of the construction equipment around. Maybe that's how they got them. So this 18 goes into him. And it looks like he drops and he catches himself a little bit with this, but he stands back up and he's still going at it.
Okay.
That is definitely a solid hit on him. With that, Chuck and Dan's turns pass. It goes to the actions of all the NPCs. This barrier of light shoots up all around this circle, cutting off anyone from leaving or exiting, and this kind of like dome of these weird hexagonal crystal-like structures just goes over this entire construction site as the spell that one of these wizard guys had been casting and building up to goes off. You see the other wizard. He's trying to climb down the scaffolding, and he's muttering under his breath and things, and he's just making his way to carefully get down to the ground. Gorgoron and Winterleaf finish off the other guy in the cart. Like, he throws one knife, it pings off of Winterleaf and it kind of sticks into him a little bit, but no more. And then Winterleaf's fingers that went into this guy just spread open and eviscerate through his chest, and he just falls apart in the back of this cart. Curiously, too, as this guy is bleeding all over these white stones, there's no blood on the stones. There's blood all over the cart and the tart, but as soon as it hits the stone, like, there's nothing on it. And the other guy is dead by them. More construction workers are running, and they were getting towards like the exit of this, but now this spell's up, and they're just kind of like hitting their fist against it, and they're waving out, trying to talk to guards that are now on the other side of this too. And all the actual construction workers just look terrified, and they're looking around and trying to make sure they're not getting caught up in anything. You see the one that you had shot, Chuck.
Yeah.
This cloaked lady. She does this spin between her hands. It looks like she's wielding this two-handed weapon, but you can't really see it. It's got this shimmer to it where it's not there. And this guy is just bisected from his shoulder out to his gut on the other side, and he falls in two. And as she looks at the corpse and she looks back at you, she sees the arrow and she sees that you have it. And she turns back her attention to the other guy standing here.
I want to yell out at her. I helped with that one. I get the point.
Then Agamir and Galacticus, both of them are fighting with this other guy. Agamir, I'm going to do his roll first because I don't think this guy's going to live through it. And
are you rolling well against yourself?
I am.
That's not good damage, but
it's not. But Agamir gets to re-roll because of a thing that he has. And he rolls worse, but oh well. 16. So this guy doesn't die from this, but he is knocked to the ground as this hammer strike smashes this one other guy. He's there. And he's got the hammer like pushed up against his throat now. And it appears that the fight starts to kind of die down at this point. There's just this one guy that's left alive. Galacticus, though, is looking at this hooded lady and looks like he's trying to figure out where she's going to go to. He hasn't really taken notice that she was fighting these guys. Like, he is still wanting to wrestle with her. But he's kind of concerned. He's trying to gauge where this weapon is. He seems to be kind of psyched out that he can't see her weapon. So that wraps around to John and Jake.
Well, since most of the shenanigans around me have cleared up, I will start making my way towards the last man standing.
Okay.
And if I'm able to get to him and attack, I'll attack him, I suppose.
Yeah, you're able to go around. Now that you're kind of on the backside, there's less of these paper things out, so you're able to walk around. And you were just at you barely are within your zone to be able to hit him.
Okay, good. In that case, I will attack him with a whip.
Okay. He's being pinned to the
I'll
ground
push it
here.
for funsies.
Okay.
Hey, there we go.
Nice.
One more?
2 successes. And with that, Agamir is saying, "You will pay for your crimes," as this whip comes and it snaps his neck to the side. He's like, "Oh." As the last combatant of these weird saboteur people die off. See, the cloaked woman is still kind of spinning her two-handed weapon. She's looking at Galacticus, who's still trying to size her up and trying to figure out where he's going to go to. And they seem to be kind of engaged still. But other than that, every other engagement has died out.
I would
So,
like
lady,
to run over there, yeah.
I'm not moving. I've got my rifle trying to sight it in on her, but I'm like, all right, lady, what's the deal?
And she looks, sees the rest. And as she's looking away, she spins like the butt end of this two-handed weapon and hits Galacticus in the stomach. And he's and just kind of falls. He's winded. Didn't hurt him, but like winded him a bit. And then he kind of lays to the side. He's like, "Oh, that was not nice." And scuttles off a bit. You hear like spinning as she's doing something, but you can't see what she's spinning. You hear this like metal click as she places it on the ground. She says, "You're not with them?" And she looks at the...
We're with our petting zoo.
Her weapon sounds like it's what I imagined mine to be.
Petting zoo?
Yeah. Why
have
did
a talking
you...
cat.
Why does Hefty Habitat care about the teleporters?
Oh, not those assholes.
Not those. More importantly, why did you have your bird creature kill Balthazar?
What bird creature? And who's Balthazar?
Well, that's not helpful.
Yeah, that's not.
Never mind.
There was an inn out in the woods occupied.
Brewery.
What's that?
Brewery.
There was a brewery out in the woods occupied by a talking cat and
that asshole.
a giant leshy.
No, Leshy was nice. I liked him.
But then the cat informed us that you had summoned a giant bird that ate the cat, and that same bird also killed an echo warden by the name of Balthazar.
His face. He ate his face.
As you're saying that, Agamir's like, Ballastar!
Ballastar.
His face. It ate his face.
You all should get easier names to pronounce.
Esparta signed up to be an Echo Warden. We leave our old selves behind.
So if I joined up, would I go from being Rudigar to like Ruthagar?
Probably
Something
not.
like that.
Rudigar.
We can workshop it.
That'd be stupid.
Yeah.
Needs to be harder than that.
Yeah, it's
Anyway,
gotta be hardcore, like Winterleaf over there. It's got leaves in the winter, you know. That's hardcore.
It describes the thing he is.
That's metal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the last aspen tree of his orchard, aren't you? And he just doesn't really say anything. But
I prefer winter
attractive is-
green, to be honest.
hang on a
I've
second.
seen so much. Oh.
Oh,
It tastes better.
yes. Yeah.
right.
With that, she's like, I don't know anyone by the name Ballastar.
All right. You got a name?
Silly names.
What about this cat?
I am Quinlan Evali, and I guess I appreciate the assistance here of dispatching with these saboteurs. I don't have a pet bird. I don't know what you're talking about. That cat deserved whatever happened to it, though.
What did the cat do?
They
What
were
didn't it do?
very unpleasant when I tried to
Did he
rest there.
pee on your laundry?
Was he just incredibly rude and condescending?
Okay.
Yeah, that.
Okay.
No, that's normal.
We got to time out this conversation for a minute, guys. I'm going to go back to the Echo Warden. I'm like, do you think, like, if I join, like, what about this name?
I'm
Taco,
very concerned about this.
Taco de Minuto La Flecha Picante.
What language is that?
Maybe. Spanish.
Or delicious.
It stands for Tiny
Sounds
Taco,
ancient.
the Spicy Arrow.
We can workshop it, but you're getting closer.
Cool.
Are you gonna like shoot them into my mouth? The tiny
Taco
tacos?
arrows just
No, I'm the Tiny Taco who shoots spicy arrows.
Oh.
I'm less excited now.
you're stuffed with meat and cheese.
Uh,
And maybe
Only some of the time.
And devil's
Hot
hair
sauce.
lettuce. Yeah.
I think I need to workshop that.
As you
Yeah,
guys are talking, you hear the same voice call out, like, as lovely as this reunion is, or whatever the hell you guys are doing, get the fuck out of this site. And this guy starts yelling.
Oh, yeah. Sure.
Our bad.
We're doing stuff. I forgot.
This is an important taco conversation we're having here.
I say, well,
And also
yeah.
maybe murder
why
conversation,
don't we all
I guess.
step outside the site and we'll have this conversation and sort this out? Because we're all under the impression that you killed an Echo Warden, and we would like to sort this out. Also, on the way out, I've got bodies to loot.
Yeah, we do gotta loot those bodies.
Yep.
Maybe
Hey,
they
Joe,
have more fun.
I have a question for you.
Gotta sing a song
How
while I do
long
it.
will my rifle stay enchanted?
I'll say to the end of the day.
Okay.
So,
Just in
yeah.
case it comes up, you know.
Yeah.
Because it seems like every time the other time I tried it, it was also the same thing. I was like, before I get a shot off, I was like, oh,
I'm sorry.
it's all right. It's just how it works.
You need to
It is.
enchant it before.
Yeah, I need to just get up in the morning and do it.
Conveniently. Yeah.
By the way, the
Before.
enchanting is I just lick the barrel.
Nice. Oh,
I'm
you're
cool with that.
stealing
Taking
the
action
pitchforks.
to lick it, and it's
Oh
just
my.
really unnerving.
Yeah. You're
Yeah.
stealing pitchforks casting abilities.
You are. I mean, that was
It's still, like,
copyright.
pretty
Dan.
early in the day too. So yeah, I'd
Adventures of
say the last
Cobalt
day of the
before,
day.
so
But with that, you're all being ushered out. The kind of like crystal light structure that was around fades a little bit, goes away. See all of the construction workers just start running out into the street. And they're all like kind of patting themselves down and looking around. Some of them are having like shakes and stuff. They're all consoling each other. Like, oh, it's okay. The guards are questioning people that are running out too. Like, oh, what happened? Like, you see, there's kind of that going on. The wizards are just shoving you guys out. There's like this gust of wind behind you guys as you're walking out. They do say take the bodies with you. So if anyone's trying to loot what these guys had, you can do so.
right in those pockets.
Yep. I take the bodies so we can do the looting.
No pockets safe. No
Yep.
pocket.
You get 2 powder bombs, which
What?
are
Each?
D6 total. So there are
throws
2 powder
best?
bombs.
Not it.
Well, let me take
And
one
they're
because
thrown
I'm
weapons
sneaky.
that
right?
spread, and they have spread 3, which means that if you throw it into a group of 3 people, it will hit all 3 of them.
Yeah, let me take one because I'm sneaky and I can plant it places.
Why don't you do
Okay.
both?
In my sandwich.
I guess
They
I can.
Don't put it in my sandwich.
D6s.
See, originally I bought all my kits so I could load up my holy symbol to make it into a focus, but now I'm wondering if I can't do the same with this bomb.
Well, here, you take a bomb, I'll
Mhm.
take a bomb.
Okay, yeah,
Sure.
I'll make a holy hand grenade out of this.
Worm
There
star.
are 2 D8 mauls that are 2-handed weapons. 2-handed heavy D8 mauls. And then there are 2 short swords that are D6. There are 2 healing potions that are D4. They have 1 use.
I'd like one of those.
Are you guys writing this stuff down?
I'm not.
Yeah, I'm definitely not.
None
Hang
of
on
it
a
is
second.
useful to my character.
Hang on a second.
It's my night off to writing things. I write in our other games.
I don't. I'm still not doing
D4
it.
healing potion, you said, Joe?
D4 healing potions, 2.
Okay.
Yeah, they have 1 use each.
As someone who tends to burn through his health quickly,
Joe,
Yeah.
in the bits and shit tracking document, there's now a loot section. Could you just copy and paste that all in there for us?
That's the best way to do it. Just a little CV.
Curriculum Vitale?
Sure.
Where's
Okay.
that at?
I was just thinking
Journal
copy
sections.
paste. Because
Vaste.
obviously,
Loot.
copy paste.
There you
Oh, it is Control C, Control V.
go. Yeah.
Yeah, just copy and paste it.
Uh-huh. Did you find it?
Yep. I have to retype this because I have it in a table. It's gonna paste weird. There we go. Bam.
Did you hit save?
Yes.
I got it. Cool.
There we go. And I guess I have it as 2d8, but it is 2d8. It should be like times 2, like 1d8. But you know what I mean. Yeah, that's what you find on these guys as you bring them out. They all seem to be kind of similar build. Definitely different looking than what the other construction people looked like. They're all brought out. That Quillen's on the outside. Agamir is kind of scolding her still. He's like kind of riled up. He's like, what do you mean you didn't kill this Ballastar? Are you sure you don't know who he is? Look me in the eye and say you don't know who he is. She's like, I don't know who he is. I don't have a bird. I hate that cat. If the cat died, I don't care.
Miss, I hate to ask a rude question, and it's only because Minton brought it up, is that you have a bit of a particular odor of kind of the blight to you. You wouldn't happen to know anything about that? I don't know. That's be rude.
Yeah, and as you're talking to her too, you do see like she's got this kind of like scarage that creeps up, and she's kind of mostly wrapped in this cloak. She's pulled the hood back, and it seems like that effect is kind of gone, where it's not hurting your eyes to look at her. But she does have this like weird scarage. It goes into her lip a little bit, goes up to one of her ears, and it's kind of like slightly discolored. She's got a little bit of like a darker skin tone, and it's like this weird, almost like milky color to it. looks like a burn that healed weird. And it almost touches one of her eyes. You see like there's like this little dart in her eye that's discolored too. She's like, yes, I am one of the few that's been touched by the blight and found relief in a way that it did not spread any further.
Yeah, cool stuff.
Agamir's like, that's not possible. That doesn't happen. Blight always takes you over. If you're blighted, you're going to turn any day now.
How long have you been blighted?
About how many years has it been? 300-ish?
What the shit? That is a very long time.
Yeah.
That's how you get cool stuff, probably.
I
The 300
would,
years.
Yeah, I would like to kind of observe
Good
that,
point.
see if she's fibbing or anything. Could I do like an insight?
Yeah. Yeah, insight would be good. See if she said that in a way that clues in is wrong.
Okay. I'm not trained in it, but my charisma's okay.
Yeah.
I pulled a 1. I'm going to keep it at a 1. I don't want to take damage.
Yeah, that's enough. You get the sense that she's truthful with that. Like she just kind of hand waved it on like a round number.
Yeah.
But you don't get the sense that it's far off at all.
I'll tell him like, dude, I think she's telling the truth.
Yeah, I think we might have screwed things up. Sorry, everybody, but
Well, technically,
we did stop some saboteurs, so
we helped.
Yeah, we did. We did it good.
Yeah, we inadvertently did a good.
You appreciate
And
that.
that counts for like at least half.
So if you were here trying to do a good, then what do you do? And where can I get things like that?
Points at her and
Things like what?
Your magic cloak.
And then
Yeah. And she is like, her hand's kind of been up in the air a little bit too, and you still see this like weird shimmer. And as you ask about it, she clicks it against the ground again. You see it's a glaive that has just this shimmer effect to it where you can't see it. She's like, had this since back from before I came here. And this cloak is a recent gift from one of my friends, fortune teller lady up north here in town.
she
Helps me
those.
get through town when I need to without running into people that don't really understand everything about the blight stuff.
Wait, does this
Fine
lady,
gentlemen.
Does this lady like
Sell more of that?
Yeah, sell more? Does she sell stuff?
She does.
Where can we find
That's
her
anybody.
in town?
If you're friends with her,
Can you put in a good word?
Yeah, if we told her that we met you and we didn't kill you, and you didn't kill us either.
Not only did we not kill you, we helped you.
Oh, that one. That's even better.
I can introduce you, but it's not up to me if she likes you or not.
fair.
Oh,
It's half the battle.
So you're
I'm very charming.
over like 300
not.
years old. Were you around when the blight happened? Like
I was, yes, somewhat involved.
Do you know how to read funny books?
Did you say involved?
You also see that she's got like the little bit of a point to her ears, like she's half elf.
okay. Okay, I was wondering if there's some.
Do they call that
there?
health? Half?
Do you know
Half.
anything about reading funny books?
If your name is Half, how
Funny
do you feel
books.
about cats?
The kind that you kind of got to look at funny before you can read them. Funny books.
Not sure what you're talking about.
Old books.
What did you do when the blight? What were you doing?
Trying to allude to the the books that we have.
She seems to not understand at all what you're talking about with the books. And as you guys are like asking more questions, it's like there's clearly a lot you want to know, and I do not want to talk about it right here. And I'm not even sure you're ones that it's useful for you to even know any of this.
That's hurtful.
We're the protagonists in our story.
Well, we're on a quest for what's the giant shrimp's name?
Hamburger.
Popcorn?
Percival.
Jasper.
No,
Yeah,
no,
that one.
Percival's
Jasper. We're on
buddy.
a quest for Jasper. Are you
Jasper.
familiar with Jasper?
She gives you the coldest daggered stare as you say that. I hope that's a joke.
Well, we met one of
She
Jasper.
flicks her glaive again and it disappears.
We met one of Jasper's children, and we kind of helped him not hurt people. And he told us that we should go talk to.
Rudiger.
Yeah.
You might not remember this. It was a bit ago. Jasper is also the name of the Inquisitor that was trying to find the books to do the thing, the bad thing.
The bad thing.
Oh,
He wanted to do
they're the
bad stuff with
same.
the
The
books?
giant shrimp thing is the same dude.
I'm pretty sure.
Well, they got the same
Oh,
name at
possible.
least.
They have the same
Giant
name.
shrimp.
I'm just going to assume that they're the same dude.
Oh, I
I
missed
don't
that
know what you're talking
connection.
about a giant shrimp.
Well,
The
apparently,
name
Either way, even if they're not the same guy, the giant shrimp we want to talk to, the guy we kind of want to slap around.
yeah,
Yeah, 100%.
the giant shrimp does like magic through music.
He made a giant talking Jack in the Box out of
He
Yeah.
eats beans and then he plays the magical sound that they make.
With you saying music, she like closes her eyes like, why is he here? Okay. Follow me.
Whoa, you know things.
All
Yeah.
right.
Cool.
All right. So we just got to say enough dumb stuff until they feel like they have to
Yeah.
talk to us.
Yeah.
We just kind of lull them into a state of compliance.
I just lean over and whisper to y'all, we found exposition.
Good job. I mean, I guess that's the secret. We just have to pretend like we know enough to be dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
And then they'll help us know more so we cannot be dangerous.
Now, you say pretend, but I'm pretty sure that that's just actually what we are.
Well, we are that, but we also pretend to.
So she pulls you guys away. She starts walking kind of quickly through the streets.
Bye,
and
Echo Wardens.
asking that you clean up. Echo Wardens seem confused. Galacticus he's still like kind of getting his wind back.
We're friends
after
now.
being
Bye.
flacked.
We'll catch
I'll
up
just
later
kinda-
and fill you in on everything.
They kind of stare at you guys strangely. They're like, if you're not back within a day, we'll go looking for you.
Oh,
That's
thanks,
nice.
guys.
Actually,
Guys.
that's real
Yeah,
nice.
we appreciate
I think
that.
that was a threat, but
What?
They didn't say it nicely.
Yeah, I was like,
Oh,
I don't.
I just thought that's the way people talk to me.
Just being real optimistic here.
I stand by what I said. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, same.
With this, so she starts walking back out. Do you guys go and grab your cart, or like, what are you doing? She wants to like kind of lead you to a different part of the city.
I will watch after the cart, but I want to find a church of Seradriel and get my focus crafted.
Okay.
And I'll leave the exposition to everyone else while I look after the cart.
We're going to make great decisions while you're gone.
Are
Yeah,
you
we are.
implying that it would be a bad idea to bring Minton to the meeting?
Yeah.
I think it would be a bad idea to bring Minton to the meeting.
I can't imagine why.
Okay.
I wasn't even
I
there.
say look
Like,
after.
it's a
What I
bad
mean
idea.
is keep him quiet somewhere else.
Yeah.
Fair.
So with that, you guys are kind of ushered through the city.
Also, I'll be back.
Okay. You're brought through. She says, I guess we'll be paying my friend an earlier visit than I expected. I've been trying to leave the city, but I keep running into people trying to mess up with these lovely teleporters.
Apparently, it's what all the cool kids are doing.
Yeah, there are people that do not like what they can bring. I'm honestly not much of a fan myself, but they are one of the best bets I have to get back to where I need to go. So I do my best to make sure no one messes with them. And your efforts in that were appreciated.
You're
It's
welcome.
enough to earn you a visit.
Nice.
As she's dragging you through, she says, "We need to meet." Her name's Iana. She's up towards the northern end of the city. Goes on a little bit about how, like she comes back and forth between the city quite a few times. That she met Iana a few years back, but after giving that, she's just silent. And any other like questions, she's like, "We'll talk when we get there. We'll talk when we get there."
Fair.
Her hood's back up. She's kind of hard to see.
How does she feel about tacos? I mean, that's important.
Can't fight with that
Not
logic.
familiar with those. John,
Yes.
as you are walking behind, trying to keep pace, you feel this kind of strange feeling, familiar at first, of like a strand of something hitting you in the face, and kind of breaks, and it's a spider web maybe. As you kind of look around, you follow this glinting trail of this web, and you look up and you see there's this ghastly, massive spider that has made its way up underneath this overhang of a nearby building. And it kind of descends itself down a little bit, crawls out, and it stares at you. The others are leaving.
I'll catch up to you guys in a minute.
A what?
Keep going. I'll catch up.
Tacos. Bring some for all of us.
Sure.
I assume that's what he's stopping for.
That makes the most sense.
It crawls out, descends down on a web a little bit. And it's got this like weird fleshy texture to this massive spider. It's like much larger than a spider should be. Its eyes have a little more color to them than they should. As it descends a little bit, it hits like the next tier of this overhang. It crawls down. It squints at you. You can almost hear it blinking because of how big its eyes are as it squints at you.
Not a fan.
Says, "Hello, little spiderling. I see you carry a poison
Yeah.
with purpose. Are you wishing to be bitten again?"
Yeah.
Hmm.
Gonna need it.
Well, I can perform the fortification you're needing. However, I'm currently in a bit of a bind. See, this is an extension of myself. Has been for some time. It's probably why it's not looking the healthiest. Bit of a bind at the moment, and if you could perhaps free me, my services will become available to you.
Sure. How do you need me to free you? What's getting you stuck?
North of the Colosseum, there's a dungeon, bit of a holding cell for people that will be entered into the games. I stand trial by sport, and normally I'm quite capable at these things. Not worried in the least. This is my, I care not to admit which number of time this is, but I've been through the ringer, as they say. But recent events have skewed the odds out of my favor, and I probably won't make it through this time. So you have 3 days to get to me. Otherwise, I may be the last one that can aid you for quite some time in what you're needing.
Okay. All right. Fair.
My name is Eskar, by the way.
Eskar. Well, nice to meet you, Eskar.
And I must go.
Oh, it didn't even connect. Fucking love it.
As you're currently talking to one of my many extensions, I have a few more along the way that
Sure.
will guide you should you get lost.
Are you gonna
But-
look like a bigger version of this, or are we talking a person that I'm freeing? What am I looking at here?
Oh, yes, my form is human.
Okay.
Yeah,
By the name of Eskar. All right.
yes.
We can I can certainly look into freeing you then. Do you need me to free you, or do you need
Currently,
me to...
I'm in. Yes, I am currently in the pit underneath the holding cells.
Okay.
it's a little bit deeper in. There's quite a bit of surveillance, should we say, of things that you might need to avoid the eyes of. But should you make it, I have eyes on the inside as well that will find you and direct you to where you need to go.
Okay.
I don't care who you're bringing with you, but you have 3 days.
All right. Sounds like a plan.
With that, the spider kind of retracts back up.
Okay. No, also to catch up to the others.
All right. You try to catch up, and I think the rest of you have like kind of noticed that he dipped off, and maybe you make your way back.
Well, he said he'd be right back, so.
He's totally dead.
Yeah.
I told him to get tacos for all of us, so.
You catch up here.
They were out of shells.
Oh shit, he's not dead.
Damn.
I know, right?
Did they offer it in like a bowl?
Mhm.
Might have a
Jake.
job for us a little later.
Tortillas, nothing?
They didn't have cheese.
Just a fistful of hamburger?
So when I make it to the taco
It was
shop,
just going to
how
be
many?
lettuce wrapped around diced tomato. That was it.
Ew. The
Jake,
2
that's
worst
not
parts
even
of
a
a taco.
It's not even a taco. Get out of here.
Yeah, that's
An
illegal.
abomination.
Yeah.
I'm glad you didn't bring those because we couldn't have been friends anymore.
Jake, you're making your way back to the cart. You see Minton, his tail over the top, sleeping as he normally does. You've got this thing in your mind, like, oh, I'm going to build this new focus. I've got these powder bombs and things. It's kind of what's in your head as you're making it back. You're about to, unblock the wheels and such and get the ox on its way. When you hear this tapping,
I'll
consistent tapping
check.
coming from inside the cage.
I'll check the cage, see where the tapping's coming from.
You see all of the animals inside the cage are pushed way on the far side, like the back end of it, and they're all like in one of the corners. And they're looking like with the side of their eye at the other side of the cage, kind of where the water trough was. And it's all but one animal, actually, that you see over in that corner.
We're going after our pets when we're not there, Joe.
Naturally.
Of course he is.
As you see a crab out of the trough, tapping its shell rhythmically against the wood of the back of the cart.
It's Brent Crabstick.
Do any of us know Morse code?
I'll attempt to comfort Brian Crabston in his time of need.
You reach out to him. And as you do, you hear this in the middle of the tapping. You hear this crack as the back end of his shell splits a little bit.
Ooh.
Brian
His tapping
Crabston's
stops.
evolving.
He
Yeah,
crawls
he's-
back. He starts convulsing a little bit, doing the thing that crabs kind of do. I don't know if you've ever seen a crab molt, but they usually split the back of their shell and they try to.
And they
themselves
eject out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll try to grab hold of the broken shell and see what's going on in there.
As you do, you hear this a few more times as he starts pulling himself out. In the gooey flesh of the back of Brian Crabston, you see the protrusion of what looks like human lips that are pushing through the back end of it.
Why? What did he do?
I'm glad we're not there.
As
No.
I witness
Yes.
this birthing, I will.
Miracle of life.
Go back into your home.
I'll ask. All right, Brian, what? You doing okay there, buddy?
As you hold onto the shell too, like he gets a lot more movement on that. And you hear this, that's much better. See, extends out. You see the back end of Crab is out. Pushes it away. He's all lighter colored, because he had this nice vibrant kind of red to him on his shell. Now it's just this like blackish kind of gray that crabs have after they've freshly molted. And you see in his back, just squarely in the middle of it, is like the shape of human lips pushing out of it. And he oriented himself so that his back is facing towards you and his eyes bend back up to where human eyes should be in proportion to where the mouth is. He says, "Hello, finally, we meet face to half a face, I guess." Now I know what you're thinking. Who is this guy? Why is he in my crowd? Is Mr. Brian Crabston okay? He is. Wonderful name, by the way.
Don't know who this guy is, but I fucking love him.
Such a little crustacean. Very distinguished name.
Yeah, Rudigar gave you that name. He's off talking to blight witches or something. I hate to ask this because it's going to sound boring, but want to go to church real quick? I mean, we can talk on the way.
Sure. I have not been in some time. I am not allowed. But if we do not go inside, I don't see a problem. Not so much for me, but for Mr. Brian Crabston's sake, he probably wouldn't get too close to the grounds for him.
Brian Crabston has a heart of darkness.
Should you? Well, it's more of a while I'm here kind of a thing. Mr. Crabston won't be harmed. His shell might grow back a little different, admittedly, but think of it as a souvenir, a kiss from Jasper.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, I think we met one of your music boxes a while back, and
oh yes, that is one of the things I was very curious about. That is how I find you. See, my senses, they wander. I see forms, shapes, impressions. Every so often I find a beacon, an anchor, Mr. Crabston, a form that is very familiar to one that I am taking at this moment.
Just as a point of curiosity, you wouldn't be in charge of an evil cult, would you?
Well, evil is a pointed word, and in charge, not anymore.
Okay.
See, they executed me some time ago, unsuccessfully, I may add, but I don't think they're aware of that.
Oh. I'm all in for this guy. I wish I was there. Like, I devote myself to you.
I bound down to my new crab overlord.
I still have the music box from Jasper.
You do? This is, I know it's a little bit early in our friendship to be so forthcoming with demands, but I do ask a few things of you. One, I would love to talk with a Miss Ivali that I think has crossed your path. We have some unfinished logistics to hash out. So she's been a little elusive for my formalities, I guess. Secondly, I fear our friend Percy, as you have met, is in a bit of trouble. Miss Ivali has this village of partially blighted people such as herself out towards the east a little bit of you. And Percy is not in good company there being held. So should you free him, that would be fantastic. He does need to come home. And thirdly, I would love if you and all of your friends, where are they, by the way?
Oh, they're talking.
So normally,
normally we all hang out together, but they're off speaking with somebody who helped us foil like a terror plot against some teleporters that they're building here. And I'm off, as I say, going to church to have this tabard burned and hopefully to create a holy symbol out of that. Hopefully.
Oh, okay. To which patron god is it that you are hoping to find?
Oh, Daedriel. Commerce.
Oh, okay.
Civilization, that sort of thing.
I see. Well,
Urban or common?
I'm not sure how a
God of urban and common urban people.
should you profess your patronage to others, there are some out here where I am that perhaps may take your interest as well. But thirdly, yes, I would very much like for all of you to visit me out in the basin, for our friendship to blossom to its fullest potential. There are some things that are a little bit difficult for me in my current form, but I feel very close to meeting the maestro of the symphony, and just a little bit more help from those of you with forms that don't get so how should I say this, provocative to the energies in the area. I am not one to be masked in my form. And you already have the tool that you'll need, the music box that Percy, in his accidental foresight, has provided for you.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, we were hoping to do something with that. So yeah, this helps.
Yes, it's very common to people that have been overexposed to the music, I should say. They hear it, do not want to rip you apart limb from limb and consume you as very bad.
Yeah, we had a bit of a misunderstanding with Percy regarding like the nature of how people make music. They don't have a music box inside of them to be torn out and pilfered.
Yes, he's not one for metaphors yet. He will get there.
Yeah, I'm sure he's learning. He's out there learning,
Yes.
probably in that village to the east that you mentioned. So yeah, we'll see about what we can do.
He's just kind of nodding with his like little eyes.
I'm horrified, by the way. Am I upside down to you by any chance?
Oh no, this is more for your sake to have something to talk to. I am not seeing really through this as much.
Gotcha.
It's more I am here in presence and I see a form of you. He's kind of like doing these gestures with his claws that are like also bent backwards.
Man, so this is freaky. I don't mean to be rude, but you're not gonna stay with us all the time, are you?
Oh, no, I probably only have another few days until Brian Crabston's shell hardens again. And then next time he molts, we could speak again.
Swell. Okay, so yeah, excellent. Then that means I can get my stuff done for the day. Then we can wait.
Where is Miss Ivali? She was near you just a moment ago, was she not?
Well, I suppose. Like, is that the Ivali you're looking for?
Yes, the woman. She's probably getting up there. There's been some time. Very fighting spirit in her.
Yeah.
I'd very much like to speak with her again. Oh, and the rest of your friends too. I was hoping that we would all meet.
Okay. Yeah, I suppose we could do that. Although I don't know which way they went, so they're going to have to find us. Yes. So.
Well, no matter. I can hang out here. Just don't walk too close to that church. You'll smell some burnt crab.
Oh, that would be bad.
Do you know what it's like to be forcefully ejected from your vessel as it perishes while your senses are still mapped to it?
I can't say that I do.
It's not very fun.
Yeah, I would imagine it's terrible.
As wonders to the mind. I've tried it many times, failed many times. That is why I needed your help.
Gotcha.
But,
Can't go to church is definitely a good guy.
Yeah, so I'm gonna I'm just gonna ask politely that you get back into the trough and not scare the absolute bejesus out of the rest of the animals.
Well, I can try. And he'll hop down and start kind of clawing up, and he'll have his like two claws over the edge of the trough and look back out at you, and he's spins the eyes back around so it's pointed at you. It's like, you'll get your friends soon, right?
Well, they'll probably be meeting with us in a bit after they're done with their chit chat, and then after that we can go see where they came from.
Okay.
All right.
Just hear the little plunk as he drops into the water.
Well, guess I'll say a few hundred extra prayers at church today. All right, here we go.
Yeah, bathe in holy water. Just take that whole dish and
Pour that
Hey,
in my
Brian,
eyes,
how
please.
you doing? Have some holy water.
As we cut back to the other side of the city, you see the rest of you walking, and you're brought to kind of the edge. There's a bit of you're leaving like the more well-established developments of like long-standing buildings that are being maintained. You're finding more houses that have been kind of built hastily, more of like a shanty town type of thing that you're along the wall. And as you're walking along this, you're getting a lot of kind of weird eyes from people that poke their head out of their area, and every so often a group of people kind of turn and look at you. It's strange to see outsiders walking over here, but no one really says too much.
just wave at them.
But you just
when
feel
I
the
see them.
sense of lots of eyes kind of on you. As you go, you eventually smell this like kind of incense burning aroma, and it gets more and more intense. And you see there's this very colorful but faded kind of tent that's been patched together a whole bunch of times. It's right up against the outside of the wall. And Quinlan turns and looks at you and says, well, this is where Yana is. And if I'm to proceed in making use of you, I says, she'll have to give approval.
Okay.
She walks up and parts the flap to enter the tent and ushers for the rest of you to step inside.
And I go.
I'll let everybody else go first now.
As you walk in, it's very dark. And you see like there's kind of a light that's further away, but it seems like further away than it should be possible for the size of this tent. And you see, as your eyes are kind of adjusting, there are lots of these little candles and lights and things. There's lots of things kind of in the way of them. But it's much bigger on the inside of this tent than it is on the outside. There's lots of aroma of all these incense and things that have been burning. See like little wisps of smoke here and there. There's these weird kind of flickering lights, almost like fireflies or something that's up along the ceiling. And as you step in, you see the light from the outside. It's dark again as the flap closes, and Quinlan's walking behind you guys. You see that light get turned up a few times as you see this hand from the shadow, like ratcheting up the oil bit to it. With that, you see this very old-looking woman. She's got her hood pulled back. She's got like sorts of like warts and things. Got weird scarage and stuff to her as well. Kind of similar to Quinlan's, where it's like these weird light burns have kind of covered her body. A lot more extensively, though, than Quinlan's. And she waves you guys over. Oh, come in. I see your friends. Are these your friends, Quinlan? She says, I guess. So far.
I'm Rudigar. Pleasure to meet you.
Oh, hello, Rudigar. And let's see.
Gar.
A spider and a priest and a
Nobody.
She looks at you, Dan.
Just a nobody.
Swordsman.
Yeah, but
Holy swordsman.
he pronounces it Schwartz.
Yeah. Yeah. I believe in the Schwartz.
Let's see. Why is it that you have brought these people to me, Quinlan? She says, well, they seem to know a lot, and if they're going to know any more, I want to see if they're worthy of it. So if you could do that thing you do with the visions and all that, I don't know what you call it, but I think they could use that. And Ayana like puts her hands together and claps, and you hear all these like bracelets and things kind of jingle on her wrists. She's like, "Oh, do you want to try to lead it this time, or do you want to have me do it? How are we doing this?" And Quinlan says, "I don't know. I suppose they need to see inside of my head, so I'll do that."
Happy to do it.
And she said, "No, you need to be a part of it."
Oh, okay.
Where's your other friend, by the way?
He is guarding our mobile petting zoo.
You'll want him here if he's to participate in this.
Oh.
See, back where I'm from, I commanded a small army. And I need to make sure that you guys are of that caliber if I'm to be acquaintances.
Oh.
You know, for cool guys, I get it.
Okay. Well, I mean, like, you knew he wasn't with us when we were walking over here. Like, you should have said something then.
I thought he was going to join up sooner.
Oh. Well,
like when he said he was gonna go watch the pets, he meant he was gonna go watch the pets. I mean,
all right. Well, we'll have to go get him, and we're also gonna have to bring our mobile petting zoo with us because we can't leave it unattended.
do you like chickens, crabs, donkeys,
we got them all.
We got them all.
puffins?
Oh, why don't a couple of us go to get him and the cart, and then the others can stay here?
I sit down.
As long as you all are back here within the day.
That's right. 100%.
100%. Well, if we got a day, let's all go.
Oh, dang.
God damn it.
Yeah, yeah.
I already got comfortable here.
Nice
And Quinlan
chair.
kind of sits down and she's like, "Well, I'll be here waiting, but I need the rest of you if we're to go through this together."
Yeah.
All right.
Anything else that we should like bring with us while we're
Yeah.
out there?
Like a
Like-
veggie platter or something.
Yeah, and some
Chicken plate.
cinnamon rolls.
No, just need your wits about you and be well rested, perhaps.
Biscuits and gravy.
Ooh, I like biscuits and gravy.
She says, "No, nothing like that.
You're
More of
lost.
a spiritual
I'm
type of
going to
journey
get
where
biscuits
we'll
and
have to
gravy.
Yeah,
I agree. Let's go get Sherman. We'll hit up Waffle House, and we'll come back later today.
We don't need to fight right now.
Okay, we'll go to IHOP then.
That's the reason I didn't get that hoodie, just so we know. I was afraid of getting in a fight.
That's wise.
That
Top of the
checks
door,
out.
you take that out of here.
Like, oh, you working one? Huh?
Uh-huh.
So as you guys leave and you go to look for Al Sherman, where are you at, Jake, at this point? Like, where have you
I'm
wandered
at
to?
whatever Church of Daedriel.
What did your guys' audio
were you
cut?
saying there?
My little thing.
Oh,
You
Do what
cut
now?
out there. What are you saying now, John?
I fill in the others about the Coliseum and that I need to free somebody.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, he clues you in on he was contacted. There's a man stuck in a prison. It's underneath the middle wall. Right about, you guys are all kind of up here with Quinlan. And he is right about here underneath this wall. There's a prison for the Coliseum.
Hmm.
And Jake, you are right here.
Right on.
Yeah. The rest of you know that this is kind of where Jake was going to be. He mentioned the temple and all that. So you can say you catch up and you meet up with Jake outside the temple. Maybe contemplating a little bit the stuff that happened recently. But I'll say you all meet up with Jake outside of the temple.
Nice.
Oh, hey
It
guys.
probably took you a little bit to get there too with the cart.
Yeah. Hey guys, check this out. There's all the animals are terrified of something in the trough. You should check that out.
Oh no! And I will leap up there.
Oh, no.
You see all the animals still are like pressed hard against the like very far back corner of the trough. And as like the water sloshed back and forth with Mr. Crabston in it, like the animals alternated like trying to stay as far away as they could. But you hop up in there, Rudigar, and you see a molted shell of a crab that's just kind of laying outside of.
They ate his
yeah.
insides.
Oh my gosh! It's like someone took an Oreo and just ate the cream center and threw the rest away.
Oh, it's just like a
As
Capri
you're walking
Sun.
up-
They just jabbed a straw at him and took all the juicy crab bits out.
But that's what you're supposed to do with a Capri Sun.
I know, but it's still depressing when it's a crab that you
Can I
like.
keep the
It's
shell?
fair. Can you what?
As you're walking
Can I
up
keep the
there
shell?
to it,
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
you walk up to this trough and you see the exposed, more gooey flesh of a freshly molted crab. Throw one claw over, and then the other. See two little eyes poke up.
Well,
Pulls
hello
itself.
there, Brian.
Oh, hello! And they pull themselves over and plop onto the ground. You see the similar sight there, Chuck, as two lips are pushing through the back of this crab's flesh, making like a little crab-shaped face with these two eyes that are bent.
What the
Looking.
fuck?
This is our buddy Jasper. You know, you remember Percy, right? This is his dad.
Hello, Mr. Rudigar. Is that I got that
That's-
right?
you got that
it's
right.
kind of hard to see. You're one of the taller ones.
No,
No,
I'm one of the. I'm a short one.
oh, God. And that's right. Oh, it's hard to see the details when we are this far from where I am, but I apologize. Where have you brought Miss Evalia with you as well?
No,
Who?
the
Oh,
blurry lady.
well.
Yeah, apparently these two have business together.
Oh well, we
I'll
came to
raise
get
an eyebrow at that.
Sherman. We came to get you. Then we were going to go get some breakfast, and then we were going to go meet back up with her.
Breakfast is
Oh.
imperative.
And she was going to read our fortunes.
Interesting. Okay.
Is it like
I would
bad
very much like
business?
to come along for that.
Is it like bad business you have with her? Like, are you two gonna fight?
She does
well,
know
see,
about you.
She does. Sure, she still remembers. We had a very wonderful friendship. I was one of the first people to greet her from her trip from far away, other lands that brought the blight with it. She was very instrumental in the incursion, which became the Inquisition, which I was a part of and then executed. But we go very far back.
Like, are you two gonna
See,
fight? Because we
she's-
don't want Brian to die.
Yeah, that's a good
Oh
point.
no,
We
Brian will have no fear to have. No, Brian won't be harmed, by me at least.
Yeah, see, that's the operative hiccup there. Because if she harms him, then Brian's still harmed, and that'd make us sad. We don't want that.
she does have a
This
very
is true.
pointy stick.
Very pointy
Yes.
stick, and it's hard to see.
You know,
It's very combative when she is. She is a general of a army back in Gabrandalator.
He set the name.
previous campaign.
Ah,
So, guys, I don't know what's going to happen when we meet Jasper and Ostrich Lady up. But it's bound to be entertaining.
It is. But maybe not a surprise meeting?
No. Surprise.
Okay.
I love surprises.
Brian's just terrifying me, but
same.
yeah, I'm willing to talk it over biscuits and gravy or something?
Yeah, let's go get our food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna like get them to go so that we can like eat them there and remind them of the mistakes they made.
Well, the great thing is we have a wagon with all of our animals, so we can get it to go and then eat it on the way.
Yeah. And I'll
But
fill
then
Matt
you
on
don't. But
what
then
I
you
need to
don't
do.
get the rubbing it in value.
I don't think they probably want us to bring food there.
But then we could have like an extra order just for them when they change their minds. Just saying.
We'll just pick up 2 extra orders and we just give it to them.
Yeah.
Now, Miss Valley, when you met her last, was she still a bit feisty, or has she calmed down? It's been some many years.
Put it on like the extreme
feisty.
levels of feisty. Yeah.
Yeah.
Spicy, for sure.
She feisty the crap out of the guy earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah. Feisty to him to death, in fact.
Yeah. She wasn't super happy when she said that we knew of you.
Yes,
She almost spicied us to death,
there
too.
is some events transpires. Many people dislike her because of things that I said that were not untrue, but maybe not ordered in the optimal way for people to understand truth behind what I said.
Are you going to apologize, or are we going to get feisty to death too?
Yes. No, I do. My intent is to very much profusely apologize for all of the last hardships. See, we are both have been rejected by my previous order, and I think enemy of friend thing. That is a thing they say. Yes.
Yes.
It is. But normally there's a lot of feisty that still happens.
What were you trying to do with your order?
Oh, so see, it is a little bit complicated.
Someone asking
But
real questions here.
there was this place that from very far away, I'm told it is not Gabrandalator, but that is a place nearby that Ms. Avali is a part of. But they brought with it this wonderful attempt at summoning a Zoe. And it was unsuccessful, very unsuccessful. See, they meant to bring a Zoe to surface, but they bring a Zoe in surface and fuse him to the earth. He die, he rot, he bring blight. Very bad, very not optimal to live in.
Not
Everyone here not understand. They think place that was there before did it. That is not true. They did not know. They just died for no reason by accident. But anyway, I was a part of an army that was nearby. We go in, we say what you do. But while I was there, there's this density to information that music has. There's a certain ear you have to have for it. Whereas speech, it is just noise. But then you grow older and noise makes sense. You hear patterns. And same thing with music. You hear patterns, structures, cadence, harmonies, melodies. I hear these things. Other people do not hear these things. Other people say, blight bad. I say, no, this is good, is helpful. It has secrets, information. It has things to share with us. It's music. And so I may have interfered a little bit with our incursion. They may have think that it is Vali's fault, as not so much her fault, more my fault, but I am in position of power, and I choose not to fall on sword, so they throw a sword at her. Not very good. But yes, see, I've had many long time out here by myself to feel bad about it, and now I do. And eventually, that we had all these events transpire. I was in charge of Inquisition. They tried to kill me. I poof out here into Big Shrimp. It all kind of run together. It's been so many years. But yes, that is about where we are. So I'm hoping to speak with Miss Valley again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go. Got more
It's right
cat
there.
bits.
Yeah.
What's that?
Get some extra,
Bits.
let's get some extra biscuits for the animals. They've been having a
Yeah.
rough day.
They have been.
Oh yes, they seem to not like me very much. And he kind of turns to them and waves his claw. They all shudder and move to the other side.
Well, I
The
don't.
important
Animals,
question is
they
how
have
does
this
Minton
sense.
feel?
Oh yeah.
Joe's got to get Mitten.
I imagine
My
Mitten
God.
is like asleep on top of the wagon the whole time.
Yes, Minton is not a
Yes.
fan of my order that I put out, so he ran off a little bit ago. But I'm sure he'll be back when I am no longer piloting Mr. Crabston.
Oh, yeah, he's a little sensitive to that whole blight stinky stink.
Yes, the blight is meant to be heard, not smell. I will admit, not the best smell.
Okay.
Well, you did describe it as a
Wonderful.
bit of a rot, so that makes sense that it'd be a
I
smell.
mean, the real question is like,
Yes.
what's your feeling on beans? The magical fruit that the more you eat, the more you toot.
I do not think shrimp can eat beans very well, but I liked them when I was Jasper
I
as
mean-
person.
I mean, they make music, but it's also stinky.
Who could say that?
That's a great question. Can shrimp fart?
The
These
famous
are-
one, the pedimate.
Maybe.
These are the questions we really need to know.
Is all blight really just shrimp
Farts.
bean fart? Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's what I've reduced it down to. It's really
Right,
just
so much more.
it's really just Chipotle gone wrong.
According to a quick Google search, they can.
Oh, neat.
Wow.
Nice.
Learn something every day, chat. Learn something every day.
That's it. Done for the day.
We're
Aquamarine
done
life.
for the day.
Shrimp's fart.
You learned something you didn't want to know.
And with that real world exposition, I'll say we'll wrap probably here. As you guys have met up with Brian Crabston being piloted by Jasper on your way to go talk to Miss Valley. Back with Iana in the Mystic Tent.
Yes.
Is my holy symbol of focus now.
Yes.
Excellent.
We'll say that you did that. I'll work the details out with that. But we'll say you were able to do that.
Destroy my sacred bobblehead to
Mhm.
vanquish evil.
Very good. But all right. Yeah, with that,
Make a
this time
shield.
we'll have the two meet. I'll see how that goes.
Orally.
Yeah.
To be sure.
Gonna be great. I'm
Tune in
sure.
next week for a catastrophe. ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
Just like when we do, if we do the jailbreak, it's gonna go fine too.
Super good.
Oh, yeah.
I expect no problems.
All that's luckily pretty close together. That tent's over here, and this thing that you need to do in the jailbreak's like right there. So pretty close. All right, Chuck, what do we have going on in the channel
What?
rest of the week?
What is today? Today's Saturday.
No, Friday.
Yep.
Today's
Today's
Friday.
It's Friday.
Saturday over on Goodman Games Official. I think we're doing a DCC one shot because Bert's still feeling under the weather, so no guarantee he'll be up to run something. And Eddie
Oh, yeah.
is MIA, so we're gonna run something over there with Dungeon Crawl Classics.
Nice.
And then Wednesday we've got Night Below, our Dungeon Crawl Classics campaign. They've got a bunch of bandits to go kill. Yeah, that's what I know of for the week. Other people might know
Fantastic.
things.
I try not to.
I agree.
Yeah.
That's the plan.
You're not knowing things usually.
What about you, John? What's going on with your stuff?
Defenders of Cobalt YouTube channel. We still have new episodes of Oops All Goblins coming out Tuesdays and Thursdays. We're getting there. Yeah, we're getting there.
Awesome.
Recording some more this weekend.
And then, yeah. And Friday we'll be back here playing more Anvea as you guys meet up a possessed crab with a very old blighted woman.
Yep,
Oh,
nothing's gonna go wrong.
Going to go great.
Yeah,
It's gonna be
General, 300
perfect.
years old, ripped from her homeland, not angry at all.
It's a great thing we're bringing extra biscuits and gravies because that's all. It's gonna fix it right
Yeah.
up.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's the great negotiator.
That's right.
Yeah.
At the very least, we brought some pre-shelled crab.
Yes. That's what we got.
Don't make us kill Brian Crabston.
He is like going to be okay if you don't get him killed.
Oh, boy.
That'll
be the first challenge. Will Brian Crabston survive?
Yeah.
Tune in next time to see if Brian Crabston will survive.
Oh yeah, but it'll be good. Yeah, so tune in next Friday. We'll be here playing Anvea, and they definitely won't do any more bad decisions.
Right.
Never again.
We make very wise.
You make it sound like we made bad decisions today or previously.
Nah.
Look, we just agree.
None.
We say yes to opportunity. That's
Yeah.
what we do.
Mhm.
And damn the consequences. We said yes.
All right. Well, with that, thanks for watching, everybody. We'll be off, and have a good night.
Goodbye.
Bye.
See ya.